Today is a great, wonderful, amazing, incredible day, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a Swedish day, but not just a Swedish day, but a Swedish cultural day. 21 Swedish facts that sound totally fake. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
Tired of hearing the same old facts about Sweden, like IKEA, Vikings, and meatballs? Well, this isn't that video. In this video, we uncover dark secrets, untold stories, and shocking facts even most Swedes have never heard before.
Okay.
So hit like, comment, and subscribe to Andy Explore.
Are gonna have to let me know if you've never heard these before, because that's a bold statement. It's a bold statement made by this AI voice. There's so many of these automated voices, but yeah. Let's see if these facts are shocking.
The world before we begin. 1. Sweden's forgotten Caribbean colony. Few people realize that Sweden once owned a slice of tropical paradise in the Caribbean.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know Sweden, I didn't know you guys colonized anywhere. Clearly you did. Interesting. Obviously my grandparents are from the Caribbean. So I wonder which island. There's many of them. I wonder if it's one of the small islands. Let's see.
The island of St. Barthélemy. Yes, that same glamorous destination, now famous for luxury yachts and celebrity vacations, was once ruled from Stockholm.
It's a very, very small island. Beautiful island. Tiny, beautiful, but is very popular with luxury vacations and holiday homes. So interesting that Sweden used to own it.
The Swedes acquired it from France in the late 18th century and ran it for nearly a century. The island became a bustling free port where traders from across the world exchanged sugar, rum, and slaves, though Sweden later outlawed the slave trade earlier than many nations. The Swedish...
I mean, I don't think there is a European nation that wasn't involved with the slave trade. So it doesn't surprise me that Sweden also was inadvertently involved in it too. At the time, the big nations that were really trading slaves, i.e. England and Spain, were really, the other European nations were like, man, they're making all this money from this. We need to get involved. I don't think there is a European nation that didn't get involved because they wanted to make some money. So it's not surprising. So it is what it is.
Influence
it was a long time ago.
Still visible in street names like Gustavia, honoring King Gustav III. They eventually sold the island back to France in 1878 for a modest sum, roughly equivalent to a few $100,000 US, or about a few million Swedish krona today. It's a strange piece.
So you sold it for very, very cheap, even for the time. Interesting. I wonder why you didn't want the island anymore.
Of forgotten history, a cold northern kingdom that once had a sunny Caribbean outpost.
Interesting.
2. The magical ice hotel.
We still have Caribbean outposts, I think. England still, we have former colonies that we have in the Commonwealth. We call the Commonwealth. We have quite a few of those still in the Caribbean. And I think we've still got British overseas nations in the Caribbean. We still have the British Virgin Islands. That belongs to Britain. So we, at least Sweden, you went, you know what? We're not going to continue. We're going to move on. England's never moved on.
Hotel of Jukkasjärvi. Deep in the Arctic wilderness of Swedish Lapland stands a hotel that disappears every spring, literally. The Ice Hotel in Jukkasjärvi is built entirely from snow and crystal clear ice harvested from the nearby Torne River. Each winter, artists and designers from around the world carve new suites, chandeliers, and ice sculptures, transforming it into a frozen wonderland. When temperatures rise in April, the entire structure melts back into the river, only to be rebuilt again from scratch each November. Guests sleep in thermal sleeping bags on ice beds covered with reindeer hides.
I would love to do this. I would love to do this, but I'm like, how can you sleep on ice beds? I'm just fascinated to know how you keep warm. Can you keep warm sleeping on ice? I don't know, but I want to do it. I know for a fact, this place will be so expensive. But I would love to go. Does anyone know anyone that could give me some discount? I'd love to go.
While the temperature inside remains around 23 degrees Fahrenheit year-round.
How?
There's even an ice chapel where couples can marry in glacial silence and an ice bar serving vodka in ice glasses.
Wait,
Stay
no
here.
way. What do you mean serving vodka in ice glasses? The glasses are made of ice and you put... I want to go. This sounds amazing.
Costs from roughly $700 around 8,000 Swedish krona per night. It's one of Sweden's most spectacular and surreal experiences.
Wow.
3. Fika, the Swedish coffee
Fika.
ritual. In Sweden, coffee isn't just a drink. It's practically a philosophy. The daily ritual called Fika means pausing work, meeting a friend, and enjoying coffee with something sweet.
Absolutely. I mean, I did this. Kind of did this. I didn't meet up with a Swede, but I had my own little fika. Your pastry is unreal. Like, it's so good. Your cinnamon buns. Cinnamon buns are always going to be my favorite. I also tried some of the angel cake, which is actually in a vlog. So basically, guys, I know you're probably like wondering, okay, Dwayne, where is the last vlog? Where's the next vlog? Where is it? It hasn't, you've not done anything. I've been meaning to tell you guys, but you know how I said I lost a lot of footage? Well, I lost a lot of footage. And the last day in Sweden, I don't know why, I decided to use that other camera a lot more for the last part. I don't know why. So it's missing big chunks of footage. So it doesn't really flow very well. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to tell the rest of the story separately and splice it together and somehow create the last vlog in that way. Does that make sense? So basically I'm just struggling. It's coming. I don't know when it's coming, but because there's a lot missing and there's a lot of this. Yeah, there's a lot missing. I don't even know if it's worth doing it because there's so much missing. I'm just going to have to come back to Sweden. I don't know. And also I like the way I ended the last vlog when I was at the changing of the guards and they were doing that Coldplay song. It was beautiful. It's kind of like, does it need an ending? Because it ends, that's a good ending. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, guys? Do you think I should try and salvage like this little bit of footage? Honestly, there's not much of it there. I don't know. That's basically why there isn't an ending, if that makes sense. Like a end the vlog. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Fika. I love Fika. These are my favorite.
Usually a cinnamon bun or kanelbulle.
Favorite.
But Fika isn't about caffeine. It's about slowing down and connecting with people. Swedes take it seriously. Many workplaces even schedule official Fika breaks twice a day.
Twice a
day? The average
day?
Swede drinks around 3 to 4 cups daily.
Twice a day? Man, I need to work in Sweden. What do you mean? You get twice a day Fikas? I love that.
Making Sweden one of the top coffee-consuming nations in the world. Cafes across Stockholm and Gothenburg overflow with locals chatting, laughing, or simply reflecting over steaming cups.
Okay.
Fika is a cultural equalizer. Bosses, students, and retirees all share it alike.
You don't do these year-round, though. These are only like a certain time of year, right?
Even big Swedish companies like IKEA and Volvo design lounge areas specifically for Fika. It's more than coffee. It's a moment of harmony, friendship, and unspoken national pride. 4. The land of 100,000 lakes. Sweden is a country where water is never far away. With more than 100,000 lakes scattered across its vast landscape, it's a paradise for anyone who loves the outdoors.
100,000?
These lakes were formed thousands of years ago when glaciers retreated, leaving behind a glittering mosaic of blue across the land. Some are tiny, hidden gems surrounded by pine forests, while others, like Vänern and Vättern, are so massive they resemble inland seas.
Wow.
In summer, Swedes flock to these waters to swim, fish, kayak, or simply bask under the midnight sun. In winter, the same lakes transform into magical ice skating rinks stretching for miles.
Wow.
Many summer cottages, or stugor, sit right beside them, complete with wooden docks and saunas. The lakes are not just scenery, they're part of the Swedish soul, symbolizing peace, purity, and the freedom to roam. 5. The freedom to roam.
Love that. Love that. Love that. I mean, I didn't know you had that many lakes. That's incredible. Did I get to see any of your lakes? You see, I didn't get to see the countryside. And I feel like I need to come back next summer to see the countryside part. I do want to come in winter. I really want to come in winter. I really want to go back. Guys, you do know I might come back like before Christmas. I am, in my mind, I'm like, I would love to go before Christmas. Maybe I should go back before Christmas. What do you think? I think I want to come back before Christmas. I think I want to come for Christmas. Should I come for Christmas? I mean, I'm going away at Christmas. What if I come back for a short amount of time before Christmas? I've got to think about this. I don't know. Anyways, I shouldn't be doing this mid-video. Let's continue.
Allemansrätten. One of Sweden's most cherished traditions is allemansrätten, the right of public access.
I love
this centuries-old law allows everyone, local or foreign, to wander freely through nature, even on privately owned land, as long as they show respect for the environment and others.
I was thinking about this literally the last weekend because I was in Ireland with my partner for his birthday, and we went to Ireland just to explore, and we went into the countryside, and we went to the cliffs of Moher and Galway, and we were by the cliffs, and we were walking, and there was some farmland that was like cordoned off, and we couldn't go in, and it was a shame because it was really beautiful and we could have walked in there. And then it just reminded me of Sweden and Finland, where you have the right to roam as long as you respect the environment. And I was like, I wish we had that here, because there's a lot of beautiful land that we can't walk on, we're not allowed to tread on, which is interesting. Yeah, just came to mind.
You can pitch a tent for a night beside a lake, pick berries or mushrooms in the forest, or hike through meadows and mountains without asking permission. It's a philosophy rooted deeply in equality and environmental respect. Nature belongs to everyone, not just landowners. Swedes take this right seriously, teaching children from a young age how to enjoy nature responsibly. This law even inspired similar movements across Europe. Imagine paddling through a mirror-calm lake, camping under the northern stars, and knowing that this freedom is protected by law. That's the spirit of Sweden.
So good.
6. The Öresund Bridge, a marvel that turns into a tunnel.
Oh, I'm not seeing
Connecting
this.
Sweden and Denmark, the Öresund Bridge is one of the most extraordinary pieces of engineering in Europe.
I've been on it, duh. Of course I've been on it. When I was on the train from Denmark to Sweden, I've been on this bridge. It's so interesting. It's like you just on the water, man. All of a sudden you go in a tunnel, and then all of a sudden you're in Sweden. I was so excited on that train. I'm just thinking about it. I was so excited when I jumped on that train from Copenhagen to go to Sweden for the first time, and I arrived in Sweden, and I stepped out, and I was in the station, in Malmö station. I was like, that sense of like peace and just like that completeness of actually really being in Sweden. It's priceless feeling. Honestly, I had such an amazing time. You guys saw amazing time in Sweden.
Stretching nearly 5 miles across the water, it links the Swedish city of Malmö with the Danish capital Copenhagen. But halfway through, it does something spectacular. The bridge dives beneath the sea into an artificial...
Maybe I haven't been on this bridge then. Where does the train go? Is it a different bridge?
...island called Piberholm.
No, I have.
And from there...
Yeah, I have, because it goes across that island that's not really an island. It's literally like man-made, right?
It transforms into an underwater tunnel. This clever design allows ships to pass freely while maintaining an uninterrupted roadway and railway connection between the two nations.
Yeah.
Opened in the year 2000, it symbolizes Scandinavian cooperation and innovation. Millions cross it each year, whether commuting for work or exploring the neighboring country.
Yeah.
The view from above is breathtaking. A thin, silver line uniting two cultures across the sea. The Öresund Bridge isn't just infrastructure. It's a statement of human creativity blending perfectly with nature. 7. Sweden's sweet obsession with candy. Believe it or not, Swedes eat more candy per person than anyone else on Earth, roughly 18 pounds a year each.
Is that true? You have a sugar addiction in Sweden, clearly. Is that true though? I didn't know you eat more candy. You eat more candy than anywhere else on Earth. Wow. Obviously, I tried some Swedish candy and I really enjoyed it. Apart from the licorice, I don't like that, but the rest of it was delicious.
This national sugar craze is known as Lördagsgodis, meaning Saturday sweets. The idea is that children, and let's be honest, adults too, can indulge freely in candy only on Saturdays. The tradition began in the 19...
Well done for saying only Saturdays, because sugar is so evil. Sugar is more... Isn't sugar as addictive as cocaine? Sugar is imagine eating sweets every single day. Like, you would literally shut down your system. Like, sugar is bad. It's bad. Let's be honest. It's the same as drinking alcohol. You should treat sugar as like alcohol. You should only have it on like one day a week. So I like that you only do it on Saturdays. I like that.
50s, after scientists advised limiting sugar intake to once a week to prevent tooth decay. Today, every supermarket
does a lot more than tooth decay. It decays other parts of your body too.
It dedicates aisles to colorful pick-and-mix sections where customers scoop gummy bears, chocolate, licorice, and sour worms by the pound.
Not licorice, though.
During Easter, the obsession explodes as people fill giant cardboard eggs with treats. Even health-conscious Swedes proudly defend their candy culture. It's part of the national identity. Whether it's salty licorice that shocks tourists, or rows of pastel sweets glowing under bright lights.
You see, this is my perfect sort of sweet. I love these strips. I love these are one of my favorite ones that have like, I don't know what you call those, like laces. We call them laces. Delicious. Ooh.
Sweden takes its sugar very seriously. 8. The day Sweden changed sides of the road overnight.
Oh, right.
On September the 3rd, 1967, Sweden performed one of the most ambitious traffic experiments in history. The country switched from driving on the left to the right side of the road in a single day. It was called Dagen H.
So you guys used to drive on the left? Wow. Like us? Wow, I wish you kept that. Because it'd have been a lot easier for me. Now I'm crossing the streets and I'm like, oh, when did you do that?
Short for Höger Trafik Omläggningen, meaning the right-hand traffic diversion. The operation was a nationwide event involving millions of drivers, thousands of new traffic signs, and even redesigned intersections.
Wow.
At exactly 4:55 in the morning, all vehicles stopped, switched lanes, and waited for the signal to resume driving on the opposite side. Miraculously, the transition happened with minimal accidents,
Wow.
largely due to meticulous planning and public campaigns. New road markings, fresh driver manuals, and even car headlights were adjusted overnight.
Wow.
The most astonishing part: traffic accidents actually dropped after the switch, proving that Swedes could adapt to even the most chaotic national makeover. 9.
Did he say when that happened? Did you guys hear when he said that happened? When was that?
Very serious. On September the 3rd, 1967, Sweden performed...
September 3rd, 1967. Okay, so, wow. I guess in 1967, it was early. There were, I'm guessing Sweden, you didn't have as many people. Well, you didn't have as many people as you have today. Also, you had just Swedish people. You probably didn't have a lot of immigrants that come from other countries. I think it probably was a lot easier to get everyone for it to be a seamless switch because the population wasn't very large and you all had like a collective consensus. So if it was 1967, there's some of you that remember there must be some of you, 1967, if you're like over the age of like, I don't know, 60 something, you might remember when you drove on the left-hand side of the road. Wow. I wonder wow. Why though? Why did you change though? That's what I'd like to know. It would make sense that the whole world drives on the same side of the road. It would really help manufacturers manufacture cars in a way that works for everyone in the world. That means you could import cars. We could import cars from America. We could import cars from Sweden. I don't know why we just continue to drive on the left. Interesting. Sorry, I didn't know this like that. That's interesting. I didn't know that happened. Anyways, let's continue.
Even car headlights were adjusted overnight. The most astonishing part: traffic accidents actually dropped after the switch, proving that Swedes could adapt to even the most chaotic national makeover.
Wow.
9. The Museum of Failed Inventions. In the heart of Stockholm stands one of the world's most delightfully odd museums, the Museum of Failure. Instead of celebrating success, it showcases over 100 quirky, bizarre, and downright disastrous products that never made it. You'll find flops from major brands like Colgate's beef-flavored...
Colgate made lasagna. That is disgusting. Why did I say disgusting? Because Colgate makes like toothpaste and like dental stuff. Why would you want to eat a Colgate lasagna?
Toothpaste, Apple's Newton digital assistant, and even a Harley-Davidson perfume. The idea came from psychologist Dr. Samuel West, who wanted to show that innovation often grows from mistakes. The museum's motto? Learning is the only real failure if you don't learn from it. Visitors are encouraged to laugh, reflect, and appreciate the creative courage behind every flop. It's proof that even brilliant nations like Sweden, home to IKEA and Spotify, understand that trial and error is part of progress. In a world obsessed with perfection, the Museum of Failure proudly celebrates the beauty of getting things wrong. 10. When Sweden let its citizens run the national Twitter account. For several years, Sweden ran one of the most democratic social experiments on social media. It handed control of the official national Twitter account at Sweden to a different citizen every week. From 2011 to 2018, teachers, farmers, artists, even taxi drivers took turns representing the country online.
What?
The idea, called Curators of Sweden, aimed to show the world the diversity, humor, and authenticity of everyday Swedes. It was bold and risky. Some users posted jokes, others shared serious social issues or stunning photos of the countryside. Occasionally, tweets caused controversy, but that was part of the charm. The project became a global sensation and inspired similar campaigns in other countries. In a world where governments usually...
They definitely wouldn't do that in the UK because we have some really crazy people that will post some really crazy things. I don't know how, and how did they share... How did they do that? Like, did they change passwords every time and then give access? I don't know how that would work. It's so... Wow. Okay. That's really cool of you to do that, though.
Speak in polished tones, Sweden handed the microphone to its people, and the result was refreshingly human, funny, and honest. 11. The strictly controlled world of Systembolaget. In Sweden, buying alcohol isn't as simple.
Systembolaget. This AI voice is so funny. Whoever made this channel, they're very clever because they've got an AI voice to do this script. Oh, they probably got the script written by ChatGPT. Then they got an AI voice to voice it, and then all the visuals you see are all it's called B-roll. You can find websites that do B-roll, and they stitched it all together and they posted it, and it's really good. And it's like not minimal work, but kind of minimal work to do that. So clever.
As walking into any store, it's done through a state-owned monopoly called Systembolaget. Created in the 1950s to reduce alcohol abuse, this unique network of shops is the only place, besides bars and restaurants, where Swedes can legally purchase beverages stronger than 3.5% alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
The stores are spotless, polite, and famously efficient, but you won't find flashy ads or promotions. Marketing alcohol is strictly forbidden.
That's clearly not Sweden. Liquor. A lot of this footage is not Swedish. But anyways, we've spoken about Systembolaget until I'm blue in the face. This is very interesting, isn't it? It's just an interesting system that works really well in Sweden, and I'm not sure it would translate well to the rest of the world, but you implemented this a long time ago in the 1950s, where people were a lot more agreeable. People were a lot less likely to challenge certain things put into place. So it's part of your institution now, whereas trying to implement that now in 2025 in some of these Western nations probably wouldn't work. I mean, I don't know if you've heard about what they're doing in the UK, trying to implement digital IDs. That's gone down like a lead balloon. Nobody wants it. So we'll see how that pans out. But that's what I mean. Like, when you introduce things early, they stick. And if they work, they work. And you guys like the system. A lot of you like the Systembolaget. So it is what it is. And I think it's good. I think it regulates things, I think. But how well? I don't know if you have alcoholics still and people that over drink. I guess you can go there and buy in bulk. So does it help? I don't know.
Instead, shelves are organized by type, price, and origin, with detailed descriptions, just like a wine encyclopedia. Clerks are often trained sommeliers, ready to recommend the perfect pairing for your dinner.
He's not wrong. I was speaking to one of the clerks in the Systembolaget, and he was very knowledgeable, almost like a robot. He knew everything about everything, and he told me everything about everything, which is interesting.
Opening hours are limited, and you must be at least 20 years old to buy. Surprisingly, most Swedes support the system. It's part of their culture of moderation and responsibility, a blend of freedom with firm social order. 12. Stockholm, the city of 14 islands. Sweden's capital, Stockholm, isn't just a city. It's an archipelago masterpiece built across 14 islands, where Lake Mälaren meets the Baltic Sea. More than 50 graceful bridges link its districts, blending medieval alleys, modern design, and sparkling waterways into one breathtaking panorama. Locals often commute by ferry or kayak, while tourists wander from the Royal Palace in Gamla stan to the sleek art galleries of Södermalm.
That's where I kind of maintained my area in Stockholm. I didn't have enough time in Stockholm. I saw the main royal stuff, but Stockholm is so huge. I didn't even get to like scratch the surface, and I knew this because London is the same. Like, you can go to London and you think you've seen London when you're in central London. You've not seen anything. London is, and Stockholm is as well, not as big, but still big. So I need to come back, basically.
The city's skyline gleams with copper rooftops and church spires reflected in calm blue waters. Stockholm is also one of the world's cleanest capitals. The water is so pure that you can drink straight from the tap or even swim in the city centre. A rare metropolis where nature and architecture coexist.
Swimming in the city centre, not in Stockholm, but in Copenhagen. So I think it's just a Scandinavian thing. I think your water is just cleaner.
In perfect balance. Whether under the golden summer light or wrapped in winter snow, Stockholm feels like a fairy tale built on water. 13. Midsummer, Sweden's wildest celebration. If Christmas is cozy,
Not that wild.
Midsummer is pure madness, in the best way possible. Every June, when the sun barely sets, Swedes head to the countryside to celebrate Midsummer, a joyful festival marking the summer solstice. Villages fill with flower wreaths, dancing, laughter, and tables loaded with pickled herring, potatoes, and endless shots of schnapps. The iconic maypole, or midsummer stong, becomes the center of traditional folk dances, including the famous frog dance, where adults hop around in circles pretending to be frogs. Even city streets empty out as everyone escapes to lakeside cottages for a long weekend of sunshine and celebration.
Don't you think it's crazy? It feels like summer was only like yesterday, and we're already like, I don't know about what it's like in Sweden right now, but the temperature is dropping here. Oh, I've been cold the past few days. And it's like, where did summer go? Summer seems to just go. I was only in Sweden a couple months back, and it was summer, and now we're in like mid-autumn. Like, winter is coming. I can feel it in the air. Ugh, bring back the summer. How are your days as well? I know they're shortening now. Ours are shortening as well. I think sunset here now is like 6:45. That's, just 6:30, 6:45. That's the time our sunset is. So I wonder what the time is now in Sweden, where you are. If you're in northern Sweden, let me know. How short are your days now? They're getting shorter. I miss summer.
It's said
and
that
I missed Midsummer as well, because I came after Midsummer.
any flower picked under the midnight sun will bring dreams of your future love. For Swedes, Midsummer isn't just a holiday, it's a national release, a time to celebrate light, nature, and the joy of being alive in a land that endures such long winters. The Tree Hotel, sleeping among the pines. Deep in
The Tree Hotel?
the forests of northern Sweden lies the Tree Hotel, one of the world's most imaginative places to spend a night. Instead of traditional rooms, guests sleep high among the pine branches in futuristic tree houses designed by top Scandinavian architects.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You can sleep in a treehouse in Sweden. How do I not know about this? I want to go. I want to go now. Treehouse.
Suite has its own theme.
Bro. What the hell is that? That is so futuristic. It looks like a bird cage. It looks like I don't even. I need to know more.
A mirrored cube reflecting the forest, a UFO-shaped pod that seems to hover in midair, and even a massive bird's nest made entirely of branches. Built in harmony with nature, these structures use sustainable materials and leave minimal environmental footprints. At night, guests can watch the northern lights from their beds through panoramic windows. Prices range from about $700, roughly 8,000 Swedish krona per night, but what you get is priceless. Silence, clean air, and
$700 a night. That's very expensive. That is stupidly expensive. Wow. Again, if anyone knows anyone who works for this treehouse place, put them in contact with me so that I can get a free night, because £700 a night. Wow, that is expensive. That is really expensive. Wow.
An unforgettable view of untouched wilderness. It's Sweden's perfect blend of design, imagination, and deep respect for nature.